y'all. Hey, welcome to the Trademark Like a Boss show. I am Radiance Harris, founder and managing attorney of Radiance IP Law, and I help emerging businesses protect, monetize, and grow profitable brands with trademarks. And today we're going to be talking about trademarks and healthcare. I'll be discussing some key considerations for mental health and healthcare providers. But before we dive in, let me know that you're here watching live. Say hello in the comments. Let me know where you're watching from. If you're watching the replay, be sure to drop the hashtag replay so that I know that you tuned in to today's show. So, the healthcare, the healthcare industry is one of the fastest growing and most competitive industries right now. In fact, they have the second largest number of trademarks, registered trademarks, that is in the healthcare industry. And so when I say healthcare, I am referring to, there's a long list of things that are covered under healthcare. This would include hospitals, health systems, urgent care clinics, digital health apps, physical networks, medical devices and supplies, pharmacies, mental health counseling, health and wellness, fitness centers, chiropractors, alternative health or medicine, occupational wellness, health financing, health insurance, short-term and long-term care, home care, vitamins and supplements, food and beverages, personal care, beauty, and aromatherapy. So healthcare is a broad industry that is encompassing of all of these different various products or services. So if you're in any of these industries, this show is definitely for you. So I went on the USPTO website earlier today, and I was looking at some commonly used terms that we often come across in the healthcare space. So when you look at, for example, the term healthcare, there are nearly 3,000 trademarks on the register, including the word healthcare. There are nearly 8,000 trademarks on the register, including the word medical. And there are over 3,000 trademarks on the register, including the word therapy. So as you see, there are a lot of businesses in the healthcare space. It's a very competitive field. So how are you able to stand out from all of the other competing businesses doing exactly what you're doing, offering exactly what you're offering? How do you stand out? And how you stand out is by trademark. So by protecting your trademarks. Trademarks allows you to distinguish your products and services from those of your competitors and gives you the nationwide exclusive right to use that name, logo, tagline in connection with your business. And so it'll prevent third parties from being able to do it in your space, in your field. And so there are a number of reasons why they're so important in your industry. So the first reason is that it helps consumers easily find your products and services. So the point of a trademark is to make it easy for your prospective patients, customers to find you and to give them, for them to give you their money. So you want to make it easy for them to not only find you for your business, but then also to refer business to you. So imagine if someone was trying to look up a certain medical practice or specialized health on Google, because that's where a lot of people go. They go on Google, they go on Yelp, they might even get referrals from a friend. Imagine them Googling your name, putting in the name, and there's 5 different practices that pop up on Google with your nearly identical name. It would make it very hard, not easy, very difficult for them to know, okay, is it this one? Did my friend refer me to this practice or that? You don't want people to be confused to find you. You want them to be able to easily find you and easily purchase your products and services. The next thing is that it reduces confusion. So if you don't have a trademark, it allows your competitors to use your similar identical name with very little recourse. And so we don't want that confusion. And to tell you a quick story, so earlier this year, I had a prospective client come to me. They had a healthcare related practice. They realized that there was somebody in another competitor in their state who was using a name that was nearly identical to theirs, but was offering basically identical services. So there was actual confusion between the two businesses, so much so that this prospective client was saying that they were receiving checks for the other business. They were actually receiving them. Talk about confusion. Talk about lost business opportunities. Talk about lost money. And so if either one of them had trademark, they'd be able to prevent that from happening. It'd make it easier for people, their prospective patients, customers, to find them. And so that's one example, real life example of someone who hadn't trademarked, had been in business a few years, only to discover that someone else had the identical name to theirs. And there was exchange of money, funds between the businesses, that, yeah, as you see, that's not a good thing. So we want to avoid that as much as possible. The next thing is that it reduces medical errors. So particularly in the healthcare space, where people are going to better themselves physically, mentally, or what have you, you don't want there to be potential for medical errors. You don't want them to think that they are, getting a certain vitamin or supplement that they thought they were getting by a certain brand, only to find out it wasn't the actual brand that they thought it was. You don't want that kind of confusion. You don't want those potential medical errors, because if someone is needing a certain prescription or a certain vitamin or a certain supplement or a certain regimen for a certain course of action medically wise, and there's some confusion there, that can be very disastrous. And so a trademark would help reduce those medical errors. The other point I would like to make is that it increases your business opportunities. So when these trademarks are in place, it makes it easy for your prospective patients, customers, consumers to find you, prevents competitors from using your name. And then also, a number of clients have come to work with us as they are preparing to apply for certain government contracts. So if you're in the government contracts in the healthcare space or otherwise, trademarks are extremely beneficial to helping you get those government contract awards, especially because there are certain industries where there are like certain names that are just like commonly used. And so how are people able to distinguish your business from someone else's if the name of your practice, the name of your products are so descriptive and lack distinctiveness to really stand out as a brand? And so that's why it's so important to not only, one, choose a distinctive name, brand, product or service name that distinguishes you from everyone else who does what you do, but then also protect that very brand name, that very logo, that very tagline that also allows you to stand out and be distinguished from everyone else in your space. So these are just a few considerations that I wanted to identify for you because they are really important, especially in the healthcare space. And as you remember from my definition earlier, it's all includes, it's a very wide range of what's considered healthcare. And so if you are in this space and you haven't pursued any trademarks, I would encourage you to really take a moment to really think about what are some things that you could be losing and what are some things that you could be gaining by starting the trademark process. And so a lot of people think that you should wait to start the trademark process after you've been in business and you've already started using it, when in fact, the best time to pursue trademarks is before you actually start using them. So prior to launching your business, prior to launching your new product or service, you want to make sure that your proposed trademark is available for use and registration in the United States before you start using it and plastering it everywhere. So it is best to start the process sooner rather than later. Only thing that you need to do to start the trademark process, you need to be clear about what the actual trademark is. So whether it's your business name, is it the name of a product? Is it the name of the service that you're offering? Is it a tagline? You just have to be clear that that's the name you want to use and that you love it. and you know you're going to use it long term. And then the second thing you need to be clear about is what are you going to offer under that proposed trademark? What are the products and services that you will be offering under that? Those are the two things that you need to start the trademark process. That's it. You don't need to start using yet or anything, because you can file a trademark based on an intent to use. So if you're in the early stages of starting a healthcare business, or you maybe just recently launched one, it's a great time to actually start pursuing, looking into your potential trademarks. If you are having some confusion about what are some potential trademarks you have, whether or not you should protect them, I would be happy to speak with you. We can definitely schedule a trademark strategy call together, and we can do an audit and look and see what you have going on, what your plans are in the next 12 to 24 months, and we can come up with a trademark strategy for you to start taking action today. Okay. So I'm just checking to see if there are any questions or comments that I missed. Okay. Doesn't look like I missed any questions. Okay, great. But yes, William made a good point. You need to have an original name that can be trademarked. Then it's good to have a logo too, not just a clip art one. Yes, definitely. So thank you for that comment. Yes. Okay. So good. Just wanted to make sure I didn't miss any questions today. But I'm hoping you found some value in today's conversation. If you are in a healthcare space and you need some trademark support, my team and I at Radiance IP Law would be delighted to assist you. So until next time, hope you have a blessed day. Take care. Bye.